welcome back everyone. So, kind of a quick-ish guide for the new sort of building system. I sort of want to go over a few things, sort of help people who either if you don't fully understand it, or sort of just wanting it as literally a bit of a guide, or again if you've never done any of this stuff, or if you're coming back to a sort of thing. Anyway, so few things to take into note. Currently with wallpapers, they are essentially broken. What I can see, they don't seem to work on walls. I have tested. I can actually show right now. We do walls. What one should we be able to normally paint is... Well, I know the... what's it called? Yeah, like these ones... Yeah, you should be able to paint normally, but as we can still see here, there is nothing available, so that is a bit of a bug. What else can I... so again, so we got pretty much all items are DV'd into a new sort of, well, menu. Now, two things I'd like to be able to see better is... One is actually a search bar, so if I want to find log cabin stuff, for the example... So now with the way this is so what would it be? So with the walls, well, it's all like that. So yeah, if I want to find the log cabin stuff, I've got to still scroll through stuff. I still like that we can actually properly see now like this. We don't have to what is like, you know, place it and do all the old stuff we kind of had to. I do like this new system sort of thing very much. Now. We did still have this old, like this free mode cam thing, so that's nothing new. Now, one thing we can do now is we have it as, say, snapping. So we can snap them. Does not seem you can snap them unless they're on an actual foundation. If I put a couple foundations down like this, and we've got apparently to fend the joint now. Go over to edit and then move that. And then, so we can still snap these like that. Now, if we put on, back to modify, would it be modify? Get rid of that stuff. So with the walls, so as we've got placement for snapping, if we turn that one off, we have collide. Which, for I can see, it works, kind of shows better with foundations, with that, so there is that bit of a sort of snap there. But if you do free, you can literally place this wherever you want. So you can do the circles, sort of thing. So if you really want, you can go like this. It's really cool like that. You can literally do whatever you want. With the sort of free mode now, as there's great idea stuff like that. You can obviously do stuff. We'll do grab some turrets quickly. I'm just going to make a couple of these, something like that. So you can have turrets floating now. I will recommend to people with generators. Now, this pack utility box generator. This is something you got to buy. I believe it's like 900 atoms, but what this boxing does is provides essentially base-wide power. So I could place this right here, and I can have turrets all the way over here getting powered. Now, although yes, I will say I do recommend people to get it. I haven't brought it yet just because I don't need it. And that, as is, if you do a lot of building and needing electricity, oh, that dude just jumped through the wall. Wow. But yes, if you do, why are those not triggering? If we do that, will I now? Apparently not. Well, I will and can show, do history. Oh, blueprinted, way down. So you can do something like this. If you've got something blueprinted, like these turrets, for example. So boom, like that, place those down, and then we go back to power, and generators, and then grab one of these. And then like with this, you can snap these in the air. One other thing is, so with that for the toggle for the up and down and sort of spin around sort of thing, when trying to do wires, sometimes they won't actually snap. So as well, not in the old way, when you took over Workshop, it would automatically have. Why are they not targeting those things for? I have had these up higher than this, so it's a bit odd. But yes, I've had this stuff up in a much higher. These up higher, and that they triggered for the waves and stuff. But I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, might be a little bit glitchy, and that as is, I've tested this a few times with turrets, and they took out stuff every time. I had this over at the other different workshop, the one over at the airplane field thing. Turrets were up much higher. They were actually at like build limit, and it was scorched. Turrets went after them, so I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, what else was I going to go over? You see, we're still at the modify stuff. We do have options still to do the sort of buildable, unlocked, all that type of stuff. Great stuff there. As this, nearly everything is in its more or less respectable area type of thing. So it's like with candles here. Really cool thing with this. So it's like literally shows stuff like. So literally, if you're trying to find a fire, type of thing for. If you're wanting to put a fire into a fireplace, because there's the one that comes with the. I can actually show. Would it be structures? There we go, rustic one. If I go and just plop that one right down there. And hop on in here for a moment. So this is where it's really cool with stuff like this. So again, we're going to go for fire, and then seeing we can have this sort of free. If I do back to free place, well, I can either do one of two things. I can either do it to snap or to collide. Again, free is going to be kind of a bit more finicky like that, but that's all I can say right now is if you want to snap on something like this, you have it like that. And see, like that's where this new update is great, because now, fire in the fireplace. Great stuff. More or less, that's all I had to kind of go over, as is everything's in sort of, as is where they should be, as is quick sort of show there. Like with that, shows everything you need. So obviously, again, if you need to go for a rug, you can go for your rugs. Only thing I can, well, as is, yeah, the only two to three, what is it? Yeah, a few things to take note of is wallpapers seem to be a bit broken at the moment, and attaching wires seem to be buggy. And that's why I will say I do kind of recommend, yes, that base wide generator, and not only that, it's not only because things are buggy, but it's more so the fact of with a base wide generator, you don't need wires. Literally, you don't need wires no more. So that's always a great thing of that. If that's kind of go for your build, all depends obviously what type of build you're going for. I believe that's pretty much all. As is the only two things that's kind of a problem at the moment with stuff. Everything else seems to be perfectly fine for what I've been seeing. But as is, to me, great update in a lot of ways. A good fix for the building stuff. The old way. Oh, actually, that was a mistake. That one. Where was it? I think it was the walls. Yeah, there we go. So letter stuff. So it's like with this, the old way you have to sit there and flick through the thing. Now with this, you can literally just put on whatever thing you actually want. And I love that. It was always such a pain to flip through stuff where it's like you're literally flipping from one end to the other trying to find the right sort of letter. So that's one of the sort of things I must say is a massive, massive help with stuff like that. And as is this, obviously you can see exactly what's in each section. So really great stuff like that. Anyway, as this, that's more or less all I had to go over. As this bit of a guide just for people, as this who are either new to it, coming back from a bit of a relief stage of not playing 76, or if you're completely new to it, sort of thing, if this is first time playing it after the update, sort of thing, I probably could have got some footage of the old system to compare, but I wasn't exactly planning on doing these videos. But anyway, as is, hope one has enjoyed, and I shall see everybody next time.